What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Monstar401 doing another video. It's been a while since I've done anything, and I've been planning on revamping the channel, coming out with a couple new things. I have some things planned up, some series, working on getting a Twitch channel together, and I just wanted to do something out of the spur of the moment just to, keep myself fresh. There's been a rumor going around that WWE has a big announcement coming this Monday on Raw. And the person delivering the statement is going to be Stephanie McMahon. Now, there's been rumors circulating also that the reason why she's coming to Raw is because WWE is planning on doing their first ever all-women's WWE pay-per-view. Now, I was sitting around thinking to myself, who could WWE get to do an all-women's pay-per-view? And I came down with a little list, and out of this list, I got a lot of names. And I sat there and thought to myself, how would I book the WWE's first ever women's pay-per-view? So I took a pen and paper, started writing down ideas, and then I decided to, come up with this little listing as if I was designing the card for the first ever WWE women's pay-per-view. And I decided I should put this to video and share my opinion with the world, because it's what we do on social media. So this is going to be my reintroduction into doing my YouTube videos. This right here is going to be my idea of how I would book the first ever WWE all women's pay-per-view. Now, the first match I would do for the pay-per-view would have to be something, WWE does all the time, something memorable. So why not kick off the card with a 20-woman over-the-top rope battle royal? Don't mind me, I'm going to be looking over to my notes a little bit. I decided to take a couple girls from the past, present, future of WWE and use them for this card. A lot of these people who I think are available to do a match, you'll notice that throughout how I booked the entire show. I'm going to go through the names that I have in this matchup, and then I'm going to focus more on the final four and give you my thoughts on who I think the winner should be from this match. The 20 women that I have come up with are Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, Maria Kanellis, Mickie James, Natty, The Iconics, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay, Lana, Maurice, Naomi, Tamina Snuka, if she's back in time, hopefully. A lot of, as well, you'll notice on this card too, I have a couple people on here. It would be depending on where they are in their recoveries and rehabs, or if WWE is even doing anything with them. I have Selena Vega. I have Caitlyn, who WWE has been rumored to be talking to for a little while. Kelly, another person WWE is rumored to be talking to for a little while. Vicky Guerrero, I have her in this match as well. I think she'll play a pretty decent role in this match when it comes to my final four. Carmella, because at this time I don't think Carmella would be your SmackDown Women's Champion. So you'll see that later on in the show. A person like Mercedes Martinez, who's one of the top independent women wrestlers, was in the Mae Young Classic and is somebody that I think WWE still has a little bit of a working relationship with, even though she's not in NXT right now. She has done a couple matches and spots for them down in NXT. Piper Niven, if you've ever seen the Mae Young Classic, she did pretty good there. She won a couple matches, I believe. And with the whole WWE NXT UK coming up pretty soon, I think she would be somebody that WWE could use to promote that portion of that brand. Serena Deeb, I know she's currently a trainer down in NXT in Orlando, but she was also in the Mae Young Classic. She can show that she could still go, and being a Rumble like this, everybody would just be in the ring to start off. And another person, and my final person for the 20-woman Rumble, would be Io Shirai. She's the newest signee. I know I'm probably butchering their name. I'm going to go with Io the entire time, not Eeyore, Io. And I think this would be a good place for her to debut for WWE. Now down to my final four. The final four people that I've picked for this matchup are Naomi, because Naomi is somebody who's very athletic and is somebody that WWE, underutilizes, but always gives her a little bit of shine. Of course, winning the first ever women's battle royal at WrestleMania, it's good to keep her around to the final four. However, she would be eliminated by Carmella. Now, Carmella, like I said, by this time she would have lost the SmackDown Women's title. But also with this pay-per-view being supposedly done up in September, what I would do is I would have Carmella kind of stick around, especially be someone that we all think has an opportunity to win this match and to be the winner of the first matchup of the first ever WWE All Women's Pay-Per-View. Yes, it's going to suck saying that over and over again, but we all know WWE loves to promote that it's the first time ever. The other person that I would have in this match is, or in the Final Four portion of this match, is Io. Like I said, Io's still new. She's somebody that a lot of independent fans and people of fans that are of Japanese wrestling know Io to be a major star. She is kind of coming in on the level as a Kairi Sane and Asuka. And I think this would be an opportunity to really showcase her talents, especially having her in the Final Four. And the last person in my Final Four is Vickie Guerrero. Vickie Guerrero, because by the rules being that you must go over the top rope, Vickie can be one of those people, especially in these Rumble matches, that can sneak out underneath the ropes. And we all know Vickie gets a pop, and crowds would go nuts. And I could see a crowd always pointing down, saying, Vickie, Vickie, like as if she's under the ring or something. Like I said, I would have Carmella eliminate Naomi, but I would have Vickie come back in the ring and try to team up with Carmella and have her, you know, they gang up together to try to get Io out the ring. At this point, I think there would be some type of miscommunication between the two girls, and Vickie hits Carmella. Carmella gets pissed, starts chasing her around the ring. Io starts making a comeback. Carmella sets up as if she's going to throw Io out the ring. Io eliminates Carmella out of the ring. And I am sorry if I'm butchering her name. And then I would have Vickie come up from behind her and try to throw Io out the ring. Now, Vickie at this point would think she won the match. She's celebrating, doing her stuff, blah, blah, blah. But Io's feet never touches the floor. She sits there, she waits. Vickie Guerrero goes and celebrates on the top rope, looking up at the crowd. All of a sudden, she looks down, and Io's standing right there, looks at her, and eliminates her. And then the winner of the first women's matchup on the first ever all-women's pay-per-view would be Io Shirai. That would be my pick, especially because of the fact that it would give her the opportunity to really become, you know, this new face that WWE always screws up with. But if she's going to be a big star like she was out in Japan, I think that it would do wonders for her to come in and win that match. And also be one of those fun fact trivia questions that we all love. Match number two. Match number two, we all know WWE likes to do nostalgia and likes to get the pop of bringing back these old veterans. And I also think WWE, with this pay-per-view being an all-women's pay-per-view, not only do you have the Raw and SmackDown women, you also have the girls down in NXT. You have people that I think WWE needs to promote and get their name out there. Especially, you know, it's a pay-per-view, you're going to need to fill up time, and we all know nowadays these pay-per-views go 4 hours long. So what I did, I came up with a concept of a Futures versus Vets style matchup. A 5-on-5 elimination similar to what they do at the Survivor Series. Yes, I know I'm doing this before the Survivor Series, but it could be a little warm-up. Alright, now for my future stars, my first person I have to pick is Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair is going to be a major star in WWE. The girl has talent, she has skills, the hair thing is over as hell. I don't know why she never gets disqualified for using it, but I think Bianca Belair would shine very well in a match like this. My next person is Toni Storm. Toni Storm, I am a fan of, as some people may know. I think Toni Storm has really good in-ring skills. She's a good technician in the ring. She's very over with the Europeans and the independent wrestling crowds and people who've watched her in the Mae Young Classic. She made it to the semifinals, losing to the champion Kairi at the time. Toni Storm is going to be a big player when they do the UK thing, so more cross-branding between the two. And I think she would get a really good showcase in this matchup. Lacey Evans is another person that I'm throwing in this match. I'm personally not a fan of her, but, she has a great story, the military background, and, doing the whole tough woman, old school military madam gimmick. She gets a lot of heat down in NXT. So people like her, and I know WWE has a big thing for blondes, let's say. So Lacey Evans, I can see her, especially being a Futures match, her being involved in this match as well. My next person would be Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is somebody who is kind of just lost in the sauce right now in WWE. Her Sanity team is up on SmackDown. I'm assuming that she's probably going to get called up eventually because they're really not doing anything with her down in NXT. And it's another one of those, showcase type matches before she comes up to the main roster, and she plays the crazy gimmick very well. And my last person would be someone that people really don't know and aren't too fond of, but I'm going with Vanessa Bourne. Vanessa Bourne is a very decent in the ring. And, you know, she's one of those people that can take a quick fall or take the stupid, oh, what am I doing type fall. So I would throw Vanessa Bourne in this matchup too. And for my vets are going to be people that aren't really on TV at all for WWE. The first person I'm going with is Trish Stratus. She did very well at the Women's Royal Rumble back in January. She looks good. She could still go in the ring. And, you know, it's cool for her to, like, you know, be one of those people to pass the torch to the future of WWE. Next person I pick is Molly Holly. Molly Holly's still in damn good wrestling shape. She could definitely go in the ring. She's a good hand, and WWE has always been cool with her, so I could see Molly Holly, you know, getting that rub. Person number 3 would be Lita. Lita has an outstanding history with WWE. She's done the Mae Young Classic. She was back there at the Royal Rumble recently. I think Lita, of course, will get a huge pop from the crowd, and that holy shit moment, especially if she does the damn moonsault that almost kills her. Lita would get over with that place, especially for an all-women's pay-per-view. I would assume you'd want to have all hands on deck. So Lita would definitely be in this match. Person number 4 would be Victoria. Even though she is older than a lot of the women on this entire card, Victoria is still damn good in the ring. She's in great shape. She looks amazing. She's very underutilized. I could see if they're doing a Hall of Fame thing, Victoria's name could be put up there. She is a multi-time champion. She wasn't a bad wrestler during that period where there's a lot of diva-ish wrestlers. It was like her and Gail Kim and Mickie James and Trish. And, you know, she was really like one of the lower carders, but she was still good. I personally was always a fan of her. And my 5th person would be somebody who we haven't seen in a wrestling ring in a while, but we have seen her on Netflix. Would be Awesome Kong, aka Karma. Obviously, like I said, she's doing the show right now. It's cross-branding. It's smart business for WWE. They've had them on Raw. They just haven't shown her. So I think this would be a great time to bring her back into the WWE fold. Whether, like I said, it's just for one match, it helps, you know, put some eyes on these young people. And someone like this to help, you know, give them that little bit of a rub would be good for them. And my winners for this match and my 3 sole survivors are going to be from the vets. I'm going with Trish Stratus, Lita, and Karma. 3 names that make a lot of sense to me. Trish, of course, being a Hall of Famer. Lita, of course, being a Hall of Famer. And Karma because Glow is a very hot show on Netflix. So I could totally see them, you know, hanging around and getting that opportunity and, you know, doing something nostalgic for the fans of the WWE. Match number 4. Now, match number 4 is something that there's been a lot of rumors about. And I think that if the rumors were to come true, just similar as this pay-per-view would come true, I think this would be the perfect time to showcase this. What I would do is have a 4-corner women's tag team title match. If you're going to debut the titles, do 4 sets of tag teams. Of teams that I think would represent WWE, not in like the best way, because we're going to use some of the other major women stars for the matches later on. But these are 4 like groups of people that I think would showcase very well, especially with tag team wrestling. I have a representative of Raw, a representative of SmackDown, a representative of NXT, and 2 free agents. Now, when I get to the free agents, it will make sense to you. The Raw side, I'm going to have representing the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Now, I see them also coming with Ruby Riott. I don't see her anyway as a tag team. I see her more as the star of the group. But I think those 2 girls representing, especially them being in a clique, especially on Raw, when you get a chance to showcase a lot more of them, whether they're good or not, it would make sense to have a heel team like that be very strong. Representing SmackDown, I would have Absolution with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Now, I could see them representing SmackDown because during this time between now and then, you can have them 2 running up and jumping everybody and showing that they're the 2 strong women of SmackDown. And them going to Paige, be like, hey, we haven't seen eye to eye in a while, but if you need someone to represent SmackDown and go for these tag team titles, why not be us? And then, you know, Paige throw her friends a bone, give them a vote of confidence, and that's how they would get in. For NXT, I took 2 people who I think are going to be major stars down there, And I'm throwing them together kind of like a little mix thing, but it also could make sense, especially if they're going to be women representing NXT. I'm going with Kairi Sane, and I'm going with Dakota Kai. Now, these two women, they're two girls who are kind of, well, Kyrie very much is over down at NXT, and Dakota has like this cult following from the indies and is slowly creeping into WWE. I'm warming up to her. She's pretty good. And the whole Team Kick gimmick, you know, WWE, if you have a gimmick and they can make money off it and profit off of it, they could totally use Dakota Kai, and I think those two paired up together would be really good to be the NXT representatives for this match. And my free agent signings. What better tag team to represent the WWE tag team division than two people who've been a tag team since birth? Yes, I am talking about Nikki and Brie, the Bella Twins. Throw them two in the match. More nostalgia, more of a crowd pop. You know how there's a ton of girls who love Nikki Bella, and that whole, you know, fearless thing, and then Brie coming back and being a mom and having her get in there and getting her feet wet again. It would be a really good thing, especially in there on their Total Divas and Total Bellas show, whatever Total thing they have on E. It would be good for them, and it gives the titles credibility, because we all know that the Bella Twins have been two of the most dominant females in WWE, excluding the fact that they're married to Daniel Bryan and one's supposedly getting married, I don't know, to John Cena. You know they would get a spot like this on the card. It's a feature match, and I would totally have these two girls in there. And the winner of the match, in my opinion, to become your first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions would be the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Mainly because I think with Ruby Riott on the outside, you give these two the opportunity to win that women's tag team title, and then it could be kind of like a platform setup to push Ruby Riott, because Ruby is really good in the ring, going for that women's title picture on Raw, because the Raw women's title picture needs to change. And Ruby Riott is a very good wrestler, even though a lot of people crap on her because of her looks. This is an all-women's pay-per-view. Let's show some respect. I'm still thinking of Toni Storm's ass. Don't judge me. But let's go with the Riot Squad winning this one. Like I said, it gives those two girls something. It gives them some type of credibility, and they're also believable heels that at any point you think you can put two other women together and they could actually beat them. But they're heel enough to actually win the match. So like I said, my choice for this match is the Riot Squad. Now, for match number 4 on the card, it wouldn't be a women's pay-per-view if we're not throwing titles on the line. Even though we just had the women's tag team title being debuted, now it's time for the NXT Women's Championship to be defended. To me, Shayna Baszler is still going to be your NXT Women's Champion. I think WWE has, you know, especially for the SummerSlam coming, the NXT Brooklyn coming up, Shayna Baszler has been on a roll right now, and her bully gimmick has been awesome down in NXT. And if you're doing an all-women's pay-per-view, all hands on deck, that title needs to be defended. This is a great showcase for a girl like her. I think for this match, the best competitor for a match like this on this pay-per-view is going to be Candice LeRae. Now, Candice is over not just because of her husband, Johnny Gargano. Another one, independent cult following, really still hasn't had her chance to get her feet wet fully in NXT, but people who know her know how good of a wrestler she is. And like I said, I know with Johnny being her husband, she's getting that rub of being Candice wrestling, similar to Johnny wrestling. And just like her husband, she's one of those people that can take a beating and makes those super uber believable comebacks. Now, in this match, I would have to go with Candice LeRae. I think Shayna Baszler is on her way up to the roster soon. I wouldn't want her to go after this match, but I think that she is being groomed for the main roster, and I think if done properly, her versus Ronda Rousey is a great story to tell. WWE just needs to, you know, put the pieces in place, and she would be the perfect heel MMA fighter versus the uber babyface female MMA fighter. It's a clash that's going to happen eventually, but to me, Shayna's time in NXT is going to be coming up soon, so I wouldn't feel bad if she was to lose to Candice. Plus, Candice could be like that female Johnny Gargano, like I said, who's like that, takes those beatings, super tough, and they could just find a way to win. So I would have to give this one to Candice LeRae. Match number 5 is the match that I think would have been the main event. This match is the match that should be the main event. This match is the match that should be for a championship. Unfortunately, for some reason, WWE has these women nowhere near a world title match. But they're going to have the hottest feud of the summer. I think this match needs to happen by now. It's a last woman standing match between Bayley and Sasha Banks. Yes, it's the match that we all want to see. And I think at this pay-per-view, they need to be over the top. Now, the women always say they can do anything the men can do. So why not have that violent matchup? Bayley versus Sasha, the story is as old as time. From NXT, they've main evented shows, done Iron Women matches. Sasha has been a star since she's been up to the main roster, winning multiple titles, even though she can't hold one for 2 weeks or one defense. Bayley has been mischaracterized in WWE from the moment they debuted her. I think these two girls are going to steal this show. I would consider this my match of the night. And I would have to give this one to Bayley. It's going to be quick on my end to say it because I couldn't describe anything that would make this match sound better than what it already is. Now, your first of your co-main events of the evening. The 2 title matches are going on last, just like they should. Unfortunately, SmackDown, you're not the quote-unquote A show. You are the wrestling show. So what we're going to do is we're going to give SmackDown the co-main event slot and Raw the main event slot. Now, like I said earlier in the video, Carmella is no longer your women's champion because your current women's champion at this time, to me, would be Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch finally overcomes the whole James Ellsworth thing, overcomes Carmella's stupid ways of being champion. I don't know how else to put it. She's not that good. But Becky wins. Becky is going into this match as your champion. She's going to be deserving of being the women's champion in my eyes. And the 2 women that she's going to fight explains why I said this is the wrestling match. Her first opponent will be Asuka. Yes, I know people are going to say Asuka's been buried. She's had her chances. If you think about the SmackDown roster, who else do you have as a credible competitor for a women's champion than the woman who was undefeated up until WrestleMania? Like I said before, I know she has losses, but if you're doing a women's pay-per-view, she's one of those women on the roster that deserves that spot. And then her other competitor from the SmackDown brand, like I said, hopefully she is fully healed by this time and she's able to go, will be Charlotte Flair. Triple threat rules. Whoever comes out of this match as champion, we all know is very deserving of this title. Because you got the 3 best women's wrestlers, not only on SmackDown, but quite possibly on the roster in this match. And they're going to kill it. It is WrestleMania quality in my eyes. But you have 3 girls right here who we know can steal the show. We know is probably going to put on, if not Sasha and Bayley, the other match of the night. And you want this pay-per-view to be successful, you have to put the best wrestling at the end. Even though I'm going to contradict that with the main event of the show. But let me finish this one. The winner of this match, to me, has to be Asuka. Asuka needs this win on this platform. She has yet to hold the SmackDown Women's title or the Raw Women's title. So I think Asuka, this would be her crowning achievement. This right here would be her moment in time for WWE. And it would solidify and try to wash away all of the crap that's gone on between WrestleMania and now. So I think, for me, the best option to win this match would be Asuka. And now, your main event of the evening. The grand finale. Raw, of course, is going to be, the main event slot. Because, like I said before, unfortunately, Raw is the quote-unquote A show. And Raw has the quote-unquote bigger stars. So, for this match, will be a fatal 4-way elimination style women's championship match. Your champion being Alexa Bliss. Little Miss Bliss is probably one of the best, not just females, but heels in the entire company. She draws heat. people make noise for her, similar to they do with Roman Reigns. Yes, I can't believe I just said that, but it is true. Bliss is hot right now. And Bliss, as much as we want to crap on her, as a heel, she promotes that title more than anything else. She's very good as being the a-hole that we want to see beaten. And this would be the pay-per-view to do that. The second competitor in this match would have to be Nia Jax. Like I said, the women's championship title scene is very top-heavy right now. It's very vague. But Nia, of course, is the former champion, and all of the stuff with Ronda Rousey going on, Nia just fits into this role. And I can see WWE giving her this spot. For the other competitor, has to be Ronda Rousey. Why not have one of the biggest female fighting draws in the world in this match, in the main event of this pay-per-view, for first time WWE all-women's pay-per-view event? That would be an easy selection to just throw right in there. My fourth pick for this match is somebody who I think is on the outer skirts of the women's division right now, but she's good enough wrestling-wise to help try to save this match, in my opinion. And it would have to be Amber Moon. Amber Moon is somebody that we all know is a damn good wrestler. She was the one to almost dethrone Asuka down in NXT, to the point when we all believed when she hit that Eclipse move, we thought she won the championship. But they haven't really done her right on Raw, but they're not making her lose enough to think that she's not credible to be in this match. So I would definitely throw Amber Moon in there. Now, the way I would end the show, it's not how personally I would want it to end, but I would see WWE doing this. The winner of this match by armbar, Ronda Rousey. It would be, the final two would be Ronda and Alexa. And I don't know how many MMA fans know this, but there was a match a while back where Ronda fought Miesha Tate, and she took her arm and bent it going this way, and her hand was damn near touching back here, where it looked like she broke it. And Alexa Bliss does have this thing where she's able to pop her arm out of the socket and, you know, make it look like her point of her elbow was like up here. And I think it would be a cool visual, and especially if you're making these women look tough and brave, that you show Ronda in that image holding her in the armbar, popping that arm up, and Bliss finally tapping out. So that's how I would book my first ever WWE Women's Pay-Per-View. Like I said, I decided to do this on a whim. I was just bored today, and I started writing things down, got some ideas, and decided to put it on video for you guys. I do have some things planned for the future. I'm going to be revamping the channel. I'm waiting on some new equipment to come in, but I have a couple ideas for some series. I'm planning on doing a Twitch talk show for a couple hours on Saturdays. I haven't gotten everything set up with the Twitch account yet. Kind of being lazy about it, but I do have this idea planned where we're going to do a Saturday at 6:05 for old school fans out there, 6:05 start, and just chat and like talk over what's going on for the week. Not really do so many reviews on things, but just like discuss Raw, discuss SmackDown, discuss 205 Live. If you're not watching 205 Live, it's a really good product and they've been killing it. Discuss some NXT, discuss some New Japan, some ROH. Hell, if it's good enough, let's talk some Impact. But that's my idea that I have coming. I'm working on starting some things around the middle to end point of August. I'm trying to get some videos done for SummerSlam week. And hopefully you guys, if you got the time and the ability to tune in, please do. Thank you guys. I want to give a shout out to my group, Wrestling Fantasy Warfare. Shout out to the guys at Codex Prime for allowing me to go and be on their podcast from time to time. And yeah, let's talk some more wrestling soon, man. I hope you guys like this video, and leave a comment on what you think you would do if you were to book the WWE's first ever women's pay-per-view. I'm not saying